You are watching Platinum Northwest TV News. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Philadelphia Mangoeng. Let's take a look at the leading top stories. First up, the Mangoeng police are investigating the murder of a 41-year-old woman in Danville, and the Northwest Department of Education's 2025 learner registration to close on the 30th of September 2024. In the business news, fuel prices likely to drop again. And in the sports news, Sundowns Open League campaign with a victory in the Tshwane Derby. We begin here. The lifeless body of a 41-year-old woman was discovered in Danville, just outside Mangoeng, next to a dumping site last Monday. The female was initially unidentified, but the police later managed to identify her. No arrests have been made and investigations are ongoing. Here's Colonel Adele Mayberg.
Face was covered with a cream or white trouser with floral print on it, while a peach t-shirt and grey and black blouse and a military jacket were found next to her. She is short and slender built with long hair. Police request anyone who may have information that can assist to locate her family to contact the investigating officer, who is Sergeant Boitumelo Motsamai. His cell phone number is 079-881-9905. You can also contact the South African Police Service Crime Stop on number 08600 10111. Anonymous tip-offs can also be communicated via the MySaps app from your smartphone.
In other news, the Northwest Department of Education would like to thank all parents and legal guardians who have already applied for the early learner registration for the 2025 academic year. Early registration is crucial in reducing the burden on schools in January and ensuring that the placement process is smooth and timely. The department has urged parents and guardians who have not yet applied to do so before the final registration deadline, which is on the 30th of September 2024, to avoid disruptions to teaching and learning. The department will begin the placement process for all learners on the waiting list following the registration deadline. In international news, Instagram on Tuesday announced its most dramatic effort yet to protect young users from dangers on its platform, implementing new teen account settings that will automatically make millions of teens' accounts private and restrict what kinds of content those users can view on the app. The new restrictions are also designed to push teens to adopt parental supervision through the app. Instagram will automatically apply the new teen account settings to all users under the age of 18. After the update, 16 and 17-year-old users will be able to manually change the app back to their preferred settings, but 13 and 15-year-old users will be required to obtain parental approval for any such changes. Pressure on Meta to do more to protect teens ramped up again after a new Facebook employee turned whistleblower Atur Bajal said in a November Senate subcommittee hearing that Meta's top executives, including the CEO Mark Zuckerberg, ignored warnings for years about the harms on teens on their platforms. In more international news, in Israel, where African immigrants are allegedly being offered permanent citizenship in exchange for enlisting in the army. This is according to Israel newspaper Haaretz Daily. More than 30,000 African asylum seekers live in Israel and have now been approached quietly by the Israel's Defense Ministry, offering residency to African immigrants if they join the war in Gaza. Many migrants, who live in Israel wanted to sign up and fight for Israel after the Hamas-led October 7th attacks. Technically, only people with Israeli citizenship are eligible to join the army. Human rights advocates have condemned Israel's defense ministry, calling this an evil practice. Let's take a look now at the business news. In the business news, South African drivers have a reason to celebrate as further relief is expected at the pumps. The Automobile Association forecasts a substantial drop in the price of petrol, diesel and illuminating paraffin, promising even greater savings. The anticipated decrease follows 4 consecutive reductions in 2024. According to the AA, lower international product prices and a stronger performance of the rand against the dollar are contributing factors. In more business news, Shoprite-owned Checkers and selected OK Food stores have initiated a voluntary recall of 300-gram and 125-gram tubs of humus. Now, the testing found that microbial contamination in 3 batches. The affected product had a sell-by date of between the 10th of September and the 8th of October 2024. The products being removed from supermarkets nationwide include humus, reduced fat humus, za'atar humus, red pepper humus, and caramelized onion humus. Now, the company said that the contamination was found in 3 batches of daily branded humus, which is an in-house brand, on Monday morning. Microbial contamination usually refers to bacteria, viruses, or parasites that spoil food. And that's all from the business news. Your sports update follows next. In soccer news, Mamelodi Sundowns kicked off their defense of their Betway Premiership title with a 2-0 victory against Tshwane rivals SuperSport United at the Loftus Versfeld on Tuesday evening. Masandawana came into the opening league clash having convincingly beaten Mbabane Swallows 4-0 in the first leg of the preliminary round of the CAF Champions League. While for SuperSport, it was a first competitive game since early August when they lost 1-0 to Orlando Pirates in the quarter-final of the MTN 8. Ikram Reynolds, on his league debut for Sundowns, put the hosting ahead just after the hour mark. Now, Sundowns playmaker Lucas Ribeiro wrapped up the points just 3 minutes later. Sundowns coach had this to say in his post-match press conference.
We knew SuperSport is not going to be an easy team. We knew their strengths, mainly their set pieces, their second ball situations and their transitions. I was even talking to the players. I said, this game is very close to the game of Mbabane because Mbabane also poses the same threats. Very strong on set pieces, very good on transition, and has a lot of speed to come out, but there is not much play in the midfield. So we tried. We could have scored in the first minute. Unfortunately, it was not to be. I think we were not ruthless enough first half, which left a scare because it looked like maybe it's going to be a long day. But second half, I think we improved. Our creative zone became stronger because we saw the space in front of the 3 centre backs behind the 2 midfielders, which is why we decided to go with a lot of creative players all at once to try and maybe just inject a little bit more energy and creativity in our attacking play, which paid off immediately. And then we still got more chances after that, and we did not take. That is my only concern, that we are closer to achieving an objective of creating a lot of chances. Everybody here will know it's not easy to create a chance against a team like SuperSport. SuperSport is one of the stingiest teams in the league, but for our boys to come out the way they did, it was really encouraging. My only concern is that probably we are not ruthless enough. If you were to check our race chart in the map, in the games that we are playing, you check our passing maps and our passing networks, you see that we are doing a lot of positive things, but when they don't translate into a number of goals, it always causes you.
Again, Sundowns have the second leg of the CAF Champions League encounter at the weekend, while SuperSport hosts Royal AM in the league action on Saturday.
No, they are still very important players for the team. You must know that. They are very important players and they are still going to come in and help us. But after the game of Mbabane, it was very difficult for us to change the team that much because we achieved far more than many other games. One would say it was Mbabane anyway. But we have played a lot of these preliminary games before. But we've never achieved 855 passes, 730-something passes completed. The highest XG probably in the last 170 matches. The number of shots at goals, I think we had 21, and 11 of those were on target. The goalkeeper, in my opinion, should have also gotten a Man of the Match award. But unfortunately, when you win like that and you are resting some players because of the load they had coming all the way from South Sudan, and you are saying they had played 290 minutes because those players, both of them, played 290 minutes. Then when you go to SuperSport, you say, no, let's continue. Because sometimes it's also important to show these players that we also have confidence in them. We are not just using them in the absence of certain players. And that culture is going to happen a lot this season, considering that we've got so many competitions. And it's important that we make sure that we keep everybody hungry and interested. That's very important.
Moving on to rugby news, Springbok coach Rassie Erasmus has made 10 changes to his starting team for the penultimate Castle Lager Rugby Championship clash against the Los Pumas in Santiago del Estero on Saturday. Salman Murat leads a new-look team in a match which would see the Boks claim the championship title for the first time since 2019, should they avoid defeat by the informed Pumas. Now, the 5 players retaining their starting places from the team that defeated New Zealand in Cape Town are Oxen Che, Ruan Nortje, Jasper Wiese, Andre Pollard and Jesse Kriel. Malcolm Marx is moved from the bench to a starting position from the match, while Eben Etzebeth goes the other way to join the retained bomb squad of Vincent Koch. Eben Etzebeth will equal Victor Mansfield's Springbok record of 127 test appearances if he takes the field. The Boks currently top the Rugby Championship table. And that's where we're going to have to leave it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. The team will be back again tomorrow evening. Till then, good night and take care.